When I was 8, I met my best friend Emily on the first day of school. It was a day I will never forget. I had just moved to a new town, and everything felt strange. The school was bigger than the one I used to go to, and I didn't know anyone. I felt nervous, my heart pounding as I walked into the classroom. Everyone was sitting in groups, chatting and laughing, but I didn't know who to talk to. Then I saw Emily. She sat by herself near the back of the classroom, reading a book. She had long brown hair tied back in a ponytail and wore a bright yellow sweater that made her stand out. I took a deep breath and sat down next to her. She looked up from her book, gave me the biggest smile I had ever seen, and said, "Hi, I'm Emily. Do you want to be friends?" At that moment, all my fears disappeared. Emily's warmth and kindness made me feel safe. We started talking, and soon it felt like we had known each other forever. From that day on, we were inseparable. Every morning, we would walk into class together, sharing stories about what we did the night before. At lunch, we sat together, laughing at jokes only we seemed to understand. During recess, we would run around the playground, playing tag or making up games with the other kids. Emily loved animals. She always talked about her dog, Max, a big golden retriever who followed her everywhere. I, on the other hand, loved to draw. I would spend hours sketching everything around me, trees, birds, and sometimes even Max. Emily loved my drawings, and we often combined our interests. I would draw animals, and she would name them and make up stories about them. Our favorite game was creating our little zoo in the corner of the playground, with drawings of all the animals we could imagine. One day after school, Emily came over to my house, and we had the brilliant idea of building a treehouse. My backyard had the perfect tree for it, a big old oak tree with wide, sturdy branches. We didn't have much experience building things, but that didn't stop us. We grabbed some wood from the garage and a few nails, and together we built our secret hideout. It wasn't fancy or big, but to us, it was perfect. We decorated it with colorful blankets and hung drawings of our animals on the walls. We called it the Secret Treehouse, and it became our favorite place to hang out. In that treehouse, we shared everything. We talked about our dreams, our fears, and all the things that made us happy. Emily told me she wanted to be a vet when she grew up because she loved animals so much. I told her I wanted to be an artist and travel the world, painting pictures of beautiful places. We promised that no matter what happened, we would always be best friends. As the years went by, we grew closer. Emily and I helped each other through tough times. When I didn't get picked for the school soccer team, Emily was there to cheer me up, telling me that it wasn't about winning, but having fun. When Emily's dog Max passed away, she was heartbroken. I remember the day clearly. She came to school with tears in her eyes. That afternoon, I went to her house, and we sat together in the backyard where Max used to play. We didn't say much. I just sat there with her, and that was enough. Sometimes, just being there for someone is all they need. Then, something changed. When I was 12, my family had to move to another town because my dad got a new job. The news broke my heart. I told Emily, and we both cried. The thought of leaving her behind was unbearable. We spent our last weeks together making as many memories as we could. We had sleepovers every weekend, stayed up late in the treehouse, and talked about all the fun times we had. On my last day in town, we hugged each other tight and promised we would stay in touch, no matter how far apart we were. After I moved, life felt different. My new school was okay, but it didn't feel the same without Emily. We wrote letters to each other every week. I would tell her about my new school, the kids I was meeting, and the art projects I was working on. She would tell me about the animals she was taking care of and all the things happening at our old school. Even though we were miles apart, it felt like she was still right there with me. On my 13th birthday, Emily gave me the best surprise. She and her parents drove to my new town to celebrate with me. When I opened the door and saw her standing there with a birthday cake in her hands, I couldn't believe it. We spent the entire day together, laughing and catching up like nothing had changed. As we got older, our friendship only grew stronger. We faced new challenges, but we always had each other. In high school, when I was stressed about exams, Emily would call me and remind me to take a break and breathe. When Emily was nervous about her first job interview at a vet clinic, I was there to tell her she would do great. Even now, as adults, we are still best friends. We may not see each other as often as we did when we were kids, but we talk on the phone all the time. Whenever I need someone to talk to, Emily is the first person I call. She knows me better than anyone else, and no matter what happens, I know she will always be there for me. Emily isn't just my best friend, she's my family. We've shared so many memories, and I know we'll share many more. Our friendship is a special kind of magic that time and distance can never break. She will always be my best friend for life. Thank you so much for watching. Your support means the world to me, and I hope you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Have a good time.